Hi guys, how are you? Hi everybody, how are you today? We have so much to talk about. I got my crew today, which is Perry and Freddie. Hi, Freddie.
Hi, Sharrell and Perry.
What's up? What's up?
As always.
We have so much to talk about today. And I really have made it no secret. You guys know that I've had panels since I've been blogging. I think the first or second year I got into it, I've been having panels, and everyone comes up on my panels. And usually it backfires on you. You know, it comes with a price. When you have a panel, it comes with a price. But I will say since day one, Freddie has been, now I hope I'm not forgetting someone, the one and only panel member that I completely trust. Completely trust. He's never tried to backstab me. And so I really have a deep appreciation for you and love for you, because we've been in the trenches together exposing stories.
Yeah, we really have. And, you know, I'm grateful for both of you, because if it weren't for both of you, you wouldn't have, you know, you've taught me the ropes of YouTube and everything like that.
I might have taught you the ropes, but you've gotten damn good at it. I know. Yep. He really has. Oh, I forgot about my sponsor really quickly. Let me put this up here. Yeah, so Freddie is known for cracking these stories. He's actually gotten excellent at it. Really excellent.
And making heads roll.
It's so funny. Well, hold on. Let me do this really first. But first, let me pay the bills and talk about, you guys know that Sharrell's World has been in partnership for some time now with Ilya Wines. I've tried the red. This is the white one. I really sit back on my members only with a glass of wine. They also have lager beer. That's what Perry always uses when we're doing our members only. So you guys, please don't forget to get you a bottle, because I'm going members only in a couple of days. And we get to the nitty gritty and really, you know, talk about things. So one way you can get this is to click on the barcode, or you could click on the link in the description. And this is not, they have more than just 2 flavors, and they have beer also. And when you go to checkout, don't forget to put in the promo code WORLD20, where you would get 20% off at your purchase. So that's really, really good. And they really upped it. At first it was 10% off. Now it's 20, because we need you guys to get this for me when I do my members only. All right, it's so much to talk about today. This might be a long video. We're going to talk about Kim and Kroy. Remember I said that I heard someone told me that no, this is absolutely real, and that Kroy is going to really annihilate Kim. There's no other word. I guess he has some secrets on her. We're going to talk about our buddy, who Freddie introduced me to, Ronald Richards, basically came out and said, yeah, she did this. You know, she allegedly took this parenting class because she knows what's coming ahead. We're going to talk about how Carlols King how Andy Cohen should have never, ever fired Carlols King. A lot of people don't understand his madness. Like, why are you always over here? Well, he has a huge reason. Okay. So I would be pissed too if I was him. Then we're going to talk about Teresa Giudice being tied to this troll farm scandal. It just breaks my heart. I've been one of the first bloggers to talk about it. Me and Freddie kind of figured out that it was, what's her name? Allegedly, it was Lisa Rinna and, here's Mark. Hey, Mark. Hi, Mark. How are you?
What's up, Mark?
Can you hear us? Okay. Can you hear us, Mark?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yeah, good. Okay, good. So me and Freddie were the first ones to talk about troll farms for the Lisa Renna, Diana Jenkins, and it was some Erica Girardi. They've been using troll farms for a long time. All of the and just really destroying the integrity of the show and really bringing down Andy's empire. And then, if I have time, we can talk about the part one of the Real Housewives of New Jersey uh,
Reunion.
reunion, which was okay. I feel like it was a setup for things to come. And
I thought
how
it was a bit boring, but we'll get into it later.
so let's start with the Kim first, since that is not that important and it allows room for more people to come in. Okay, so it's being released today that Kim Zolciak had to take a parenting class. Or a court ordered. What did I do with it? Oh my gosh, I didn't put it up here. Let me go to Ronald Richards' page because he talked about it. A court ordered parenting class. And so she, of course, has leaked it to the media. Her and Troy have to cut it out with leaking this stuff. That I completed my course. But the funny thing is, it was court ordered for you, but for not for Kroy. Here, let me put Ronald Richards' page up here really quick. Which I didn't think. I just assumed, unless you're really following the case and the paperwork, I really just assumed that the court probably ordered both sides to take a parenting class, but they did not. So let me tell you what Ronald Richards has pointed out. He says Kimberly Zolciak Bierman, in her later filed petition, has told the court she has completed a navigating family change seminar. Yet she didn't file this in Kroy's case. Filing this early is a tactic for optimal value only and nothing else, in our opinion. And what he's saying is that class is not going to make Kim Zolciak a good parent. All it's going to do is show that she attempted to do what the judge asked her to do, but she's using it as bragging rights, like it really helped her. It's not going to help her. And what she's trying to do is get in front of the story, because she knows what Kroy is getting ready to say about her parenting skills, her money management, her addictions. I have a feeling, Freddie, he's going to make her look really bad. Why is he going to go so low, Freddie?
Because he wants to prove that he's right and that he's not done anything wrong. But I mean, he also put in the divorce filings that it seemed as though, looking at her gambling she spent on PayPal, she also spent money on speaking to some online guy about divorce as well. I think he's just fed up with her. At the end of the day, Kim is the one that blew all his millions that he did have. And I think
so you're saying, coming into the picture, Kroy had millions of dollars?
Yeah, Kroy had millions of dollars. I mean, he wasn't that great a player from what an American football player, from what my American friends have told me. I know Perry's a follower of it, so he can correct me if I'm wrong. Mm-hmm. But yeah, she's pissed off about that. And, you know, he raised her 2 kids and she's never been grateful to him. She always treated him as if he was this glorified personal assistant as well. And he's fed up. Now he's got no money. And this divorce, no one's going to have any money, because the house, I think, will get repossessed. You know, she's selling off her assets to try and pay.
So that's a major point. They're fighting like they're going to get money, but there's no money there to get. So why are they acting this way? You see what I mean? It's nothing to get, except maybe custody of the kids.
They're fighting over custody of the kids.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they both want sole custody. That's the big thing. And so that's why they're really going out of their way to try and make each other look as bad as possible.
Right. Mark, I'm coming to you with the heavy questions. Who's the worst parent here?
I have to say that both are probably the worst parent. I think that the grandparents should probably get custody of these damn kids. You know, they both have issues because Kim is
Yeah.
a gambler. We know she's a
Yeah.
gambler. He actually released all of her bank inquiries. So
Mm-hmm.
all of her statements were out there. And she's been doing a lot of different things with the money, but Kroy is no better. He's allowed her to spend all of her money and his money.
Right.
So he's not making great financial decisions for 6 children that they have, 8, including hers, that he's adopted. So, I mean, they're both fighting over custody because they want the other to pay child support. And
Perry, you
probably
make
alimony.
Perry, you make the tough decision. Who's the worst parent?
I'm gonna have to go with Kim. Just in
Why?
my opinion. You know what though? I mean, mothers. I mean, you know, it could be hypocritical, but I think mothers, at the end of the day, is the ones that looked at to be.
Perry, that's
I,
hypocritical.
I know. I'm just saying. It's a lot of sad fathers out there and stuff. But
would you trust your kid with the drunk parent? Because Kim is the drunk one.
no, I'm saying, and I think Kim is probably, just in my opinion, I'm not in that house, probably the worst. Because I think he probably spent all the time watching the kids and doing the other stuff while she was out being a star. You know what I'm saying? Being the star that she is, and just use him as an assistant. And I think he's going at her so bad right now because he feel used.
Can I just add, when you said that, who do you prefer? To me, that question's very similar to like saying, who would you rather spend the day with? Teddy the Nat Mellencamp or Diana Jenkins, which are both terrible in my book.
Oh my God, not the Nat. Teddy. Oh my God. I can't. Ready.
Diane, I can't say anything bad about Diana Jenkins. I'm tired of her sending me cease and desist, so I'll pass. So funny.
We'll leave her over there being miserable.
Yeah, it is so much. She sent me cease and desist even after the season had ended, which was very weird to me. And like I said, I caved. I took down about 7 videos. I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not trying to be the next Tasha K. And I'm not trying to fight this woman who has way more money than me. So I just took it down. And I'm not going to.
She's a petty, miserable Betty. She's petty. She's petty to do that. This is the part of the game when you get on reality TV.
Someone said Kim needs Jim Wilkes and Erica has Jim on the weekends. Yeah, she really does. But listen, also, there were rumors before. This is one of the reasons, allegedly, why Kroy's family did not want him to marry her is because it was rumored that she had multiple sugar daddies beside Big Papa, whose real name is Lee Niger. I don't see if Bravo doesn't hire Kim back. Do you guys think? And I'm not trying to be disrespectful, Kim. It's just a question that she will go back to the sugar daddy business.
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, apparently, if rumors are to be correct, it's apparently almost guaranteed that Kim will definitely be appearing on the next Ultimate Girls trip. But that's just one paycheck, you know. She really needs to have Real Housewives of Atlanta back if she wants to be paying this tax bill and living the high life.
Right.
Because Perry, no matter what she does, she can't write off the taxes, right?
Right. You know what though, with Kim right now, her biggest thing is just to get rid of Kroy and just get this shit over with. And I'm gonna tell you right now, on record, in a year from now, she gonna be richer than Kroy. Because she gonna do what she do best. She gonna earn her living on her back. She gonna do whatever.
Perry.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
I'm only saying that's what she gonna do because she have that luxury, right? You know, she was a housewife. She got a name out there, blonde hair, and you know she like to, you know.
Yeah,
Perry,
big
Perry.
boobs. She gonna earn it. She gonna earn it. She'll do it. She'll call Big Papa. You know, Big Papa.
What's up, AT2?
Contact some of his friends. You know, just like Erica.
And his friends.
Yeah, Erica's a pass around. She's going from Tom's friend to Tom's friend. They're just pass arounds at this point. But she gonna make that money back. She didn't spend too much money on her body and the work.
Exactly. I mean, no mechanic buy tools and don't use them.
Okay, Perry, we're done.
Are you guys prepared to start seeing Kim without fillers and stuff? No, she has to keep that up.
Listen, it's no secret Kim spends a lot of money on her looks. even when Erica, that first season, when Tom got caught and she didn't have those fillers, you guys remember? And
Yeah.
she
Oh my
gained a
God!
little
Don't
weight.
remind me. She looks like that thing from Saw. She
But
looks
with
horrible.
everything, Kim looks good, but child, it's a mess. Bonji says maybe she can sell foot pics on only. She'll do what she has to do if her foot aren't jacked up. She's in a jam. Kim's got to get some money and she's got to get it quickly. And so she's probably calling Andy Cohen on a daily basis because that's the only place she can get legal lump sums of money.
That's true. I mean, if I were Andy Cohen and Kim was doing that to me, I'd want to be throwing my iPhone off my New York balcony like Andy, because he lives in a penthouse in New York.
Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure that he's probably bailed her out of her foreclosures because somebody has been.
I don't think it would be Andy. You know, Andy,
do you think it is?
Very particular. He's very choosy. He's not going to go out on a limb. If anything, he wants to see Kim at the lowest of the low. So she has to beg for everything. He can pay her as low as possible to be back on Real Housewives of Atlanta because she'll be drunk. So she'll be like Brandy, making the most of the free food.
Absolutely.
No, I think it was Andy Cohen because he always makes sure that she has a job. He let that horrible show, no shade, I didn't like it, that's my opinion, go on for 8 seasons. Nobody was watching it. It's terrible. I think it was Andy Cohen. He has a soft place in his heart for Kim. And there's just some people you like and other people you don't. He used to feel that way about Nene, and then that's gone. And now he used to feel that way about Candy. We're hearing all kind of crazy stuff about him and Candy these days.
Well, Kim needs help. She was bouncing the check to Tracy, the chef. I said
she did. She did.
Yeah, there was return fees. I said, wow, can't even pay for food.
Yeah, you can't even pay for food. She took her food money and got fillers. All right, let's move on to this next scandal, and that's what I'm calling it. It is a scandal. It involves Carlols King. It involves Teresa Giudice, Lisa Rinna, that lady that loves to send me cease and desist, Erica, and now it looks like Teresa Giudice. This is crazy. So I've been telling you guys, I made a special video. I think I was just talking casually in which I stated that the housewives are allegedly now hiring troll farms. This was the beginning of the end of Bravo, if you ask me. Zeus will take Kim and Kroy. Yeah, they will.
Probably true.
They would. But that Krishan thing is going to be really good. So I feel like they've been hiring troll farms, and I explained what a troll farm is for a while now. I think one of the first person to be accused of using a troll farm publicly would be Lisa Rinna. And that's because a guy named Patrick Summers came out and said, you hired me to be your troll farm. Okay, so I think that, and maybe this is why I kept getting cease and desist, because I was saying it's a troll farm. It's a troll farm. People at that point, people didn't really know what troll farms are, and then they supposedly did all of this to say that they didn't hire a troll farm. It was very extra, the things that they did, but according to the rumors, this is why Andy fired Lisa. Okay, so now Andy Cohen has gotten wind that Teresa Giudice's husband, what's his name? Louis, has hired a private investigator to go after other cast members and get their dirt. This is the beginning stages of a troll farm. So you get people's information, and then you hire someone to start leaking it to the blogs, and then you hire people to go in people's chat. It's a very involved process. Teresa is trying to clear her name. It says Teresa Giudice apologized to Andy Cohen after he claimed she contradicted herself concerning the allegation that her husband, Louis Ruiz, hired a private investigator to find information on Housewives of New Jersey's cast. I've been telling you guys how this works, and it's really muddying up the shows. It's making the shows, these women are being very vindictive and they're going after each other. They're not focusing on their storylines. They're focused on bringing each other down. And there is a certain housewife, and you have a clue of who I'm talking about if you're in my members only, because like Tamar, I'm not going to say the name. I'm going to leave that to you guys to figure out, because I'm just not going to say the name. But there has been housewife and gotten very vindictive with it. What she does is if she's upset with me because I gave her a bad review. She's upset with every blogger that has given her a bad review. So she hires these troll farms to go after the people she doesn't like. Then she goes to the blogger she does like, and she showers them with opportunities and gifts and all of this stuff. And it's all unnecessary because you're not focusing on your storyline. And Andy has a habit of doing this too. Like, if he really likes you, he'll listen to you. Now, I love you, Nene, but there was a time when you really felt emboldened. And you would just come out live and say, Cynthia needs to be fired, or this person needs to be let go. And he'll listen to you. He'll listen to you. And there's a certain housewife that's saying this person needs to be fired, this person needs to go, and he's listening to these people. And these people is running his franchise into the ground. Also, this certain housewife is responsible allegedly for Carlols King being fired. Now let's go back to what Carlols King actually said. He said that there was a certain housewife that had unusual sexual
habits.
Thank you. I don't know how to call it, like group sex with different people. And he said that allegedly she was going to drug your girl, Portia. This is what I think happened. I think he was telling the truth. I think he worded it wrong. Candy was into group sex. She came out and admitted that. She also, Tiny is into it. Everybody knows, it's all over the blogs. And what Tiny and T.I. do, allegedly, these are just the rumors, is that they hire people to have sex with them and they give them Molly, a drug I've never taken Molly. It's supposed to heighten your sexual whatever. Candy got pissed and demanded, said she wouldn't return to the show unless Carlos and Phaedra were gone. And she carried that grudge to this day. But what it did was, that was the beginning of the end for the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Love him, hate him, whatever you think about him, he's a good producer. Is he shady? Yeah. But did he give us classic Roa episodes? And I would say that he did. And that was the beginning. Atlanta has not been the same ever since. And not only, according to the rumors, did Candy not want her back on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, she didn't want her to work in the business ever again. Hello, trolls. I got some trolls in the chat. Welcome. I gotta tell it. I know people don't want me to tell the story, but that's exactly what happened. So these housewives, for their need to stay on the show, have hit an all-time low. When you're hiring troll farms to go after other cast members, and me and Freddie, we have our idea of other housewives that are doing this. I don't know if I'm not going to talk about it, but I want you guys to watch the storylines. And it's people that when they come on the show, they don't talk about their family. They don't say, they go straight after someone. And it feels out of place. Like, whoa, we haven't even said hello. And you guys are, attacking each other. Trolls be trolling. They do. Yeah. They do. I want the trolls to keep coming because I want people to see how it works. Like, someone is trying to get my attention so bad right now. Don't even kick them out. Let them stay. Let them stay. This is a part of the troll farm. So it's a very involved process that's designed just to make whoever hired them look good. And it's no need to do all that, because let me tell you what you do. you can't control what people feel about your show, whatever show it is. So instead of saying, well, let me readjust this show so it could be, so the public will like it, people's theories are, let me go after the people that don't agree with it, or let me make this person a target this season so no one looks at my life. And the public is feeling the results of this new formula that all the housewives have going. Freddie, what are your thoughts on it?
I mean, these troll farms are ridiculous. People using them. You don't need to do that. Just find ways to do it. It's just very cheap. It's very declassé, in my opinion. And with Carlos King, I mean, if you look at those Real Housewives of Atlanta and Real Housewives of New Jersey seasons he produced, they, in my opinion, were the best ever seasons that they've ever had. I mean, I personally think Andy Cohen was sort of a bit jealous and knew that these shows were thriving because of Carlos King. I think the whole Phaedra thing was just another excuse to get rid of him. But yeah, I just I'm not really liking it. And with Teresa, I hope she's not doing it. But if anyone is doing it, I believe it is Louis.
Yeah.
He's done this behind Teresa's back, but it still implicates her. It's by association. And still, then you've got doubters, people that don't like Teresa, and going, well, wasn't Teresa probably was complicit in allowing him to do this?
Yeah.
But in my personal opinion regarding Real Housewives of New Jersey, I don't believe that Teresa and Louis are the only one that are allegedly getting these bot farms. I personally think that Melissa and Joe Gorga are doing that because they always have people either speaking really bad about them or allegedly they're setting up Instagram accounts, Twitter accounts and things to go after tree huggers, talk badly about them. And I think Margaret as well uses them. I mean, allegedly she is known to. I've heard from an ex-friend of Real Housewives of New Jersey, whose name I won't say, but I'll tell you at the end of the live, Sharrell and Perry. And yeah, this big podcast has told me this is what Marge does. And she stays up late into the night looking at what people are saying about her, how she can respond. And I also believe that Margaret's also hired a private investigator before. I mean, how the hell did she know who the woman was that the pharmaceutical rep, Bill Aiden, had an affair with? Because I have looked absolutely everywhere and I can't find any details about the woman that Bill had an affair with.
And I will say this, I know for a fact someone told me that was involved, that Marge, Melissa, and I'm missing someone. It might have been, no, somebody, I'm missing someone. Whole purpose of being on the for the previous season, not this one, was to go after Teresa and expose Louis for not being a good person. And I think it's just messing up the shows. Mark, are you shocked about these rumors?
I'm shocked. I'm absolutely shocked. I love my trout mouth Marge, but I'm shocked. She's a dirty fighter. She's a dirty fighter, but I love her for it. She's a good one. But I am shocked to hear this. I think that even in the show being played back to us, and sometimes where Louis and Teresa were not on the same page and they let some things slip out, it just shows, you can see those little details when they start to unravel when something happens. And you have to kind of pay attention to those little things.
Creating fake storylines to damage the careers of people is not reality TV. It's not. Carlols King is disgusting, period. You might feel that he's disgusting, but time showed, I think he was telling the truth. He was,
but I mean, at the time Carlos King was an executive producer on New Jersey and Atlanta. They didn't really, social media wasn't as big as it was. And this bots thing has happened well after he got fired, allegedly.
It's crazy. Perry, what do you think it's doing to the show? But I will say this really quickly on Andy Cohen's behalf. It's rumored that if he finds out that you're doing this, you're gone. And that's why I think Teresa's so nervous right now. And she's making these public apologies because I don't think there's no one he won't fire if he finds out that you are hiring private investigators, you're hiring bots, because it just messes up his show. Perry, what are your thoughts on how it's affecting the show?
No, I mean, this is what I think. I think basically with just like anything else, fads come in, like people find different things like the weight loss drug. People get into it. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, it's a fact. People just get into it. But with these bots and these troll farms and stuff, I think it has turned reality TV show. Instead of just coming on showing your true personality, being liked for who you really are, like that, it's gonna be ups and downs with it. But it's turned into a tainted beauty pageant. Like, they go out there because everybody want to win, right? So everybody want to win. They go out there and they got these people that's casting 10 votes for this one individual when they're only supposed to cast one, right? So what I'm saying, that's how these troll farms work. Like they'll go out and just they use them to belittle another castmate to make them lose popularity, and then they'll use it to hype themselves up. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think that Andy Cohen should have fired Phaedra and Carlos?
Well, I'm with Freddie with this a little bit. I think sometime in business, you can have somebody working underneath you and you can see their skill set and feel threatened by it. And then I think other cast members whispering in his ear saying, I want these people gone, is the reason why he got rid of them.
But if they produce a good show, you should keep them.
That's what I was thinking.
For the show, you should keep them. Now I'm completely lost because I may like people that I shouldn't like because they're probably hired.
And you're completely right, Mark. I don't disagree with what you've just said there, but I think we've got to look at Andy Cohen, look at his pattern of behavior over the years. He very much likes people that depend on him, whether that's for a paycheck on the show like Kim Zolciak, or where there's people who desperately love working at Bravo and want to be Bravo, whereas Carlos was the one coming up with these ideas, making scenes happen on Real Housewives of New Jersey. He was using his initiative a lot more than a lot of those other executive producers. And as a result of him going, it's really showing that these storylines are pretty dead without him. And Andy knew that, and he didn't want Carlos King getting the credit for all of the glory. That's
wow. I mean,
but then he should become a mini Carlos King.
It's so much blame to go around. But all we know is at the end of the day, Bravo shows are sinking. They're not good anymore. They feel staged. They feel, the housewives, they do things that don't make any sense on paper. And it's just, especially Atlanta, and you can't deny that it's not the old Atlanta that we all loved. Now, what you're saying, you're disappointed, Mark, in certain housewives that you like. Has it gotten to the point where I know this person's coming after me? I'm not going to be a sitting duck, so I'm going to do it back. Maybe it's got to that point because
it has gotten to that point. Everyone is fighting sneaky, underhanded, dirty. You got Kim and Erica sleeping around. It's just really nasty. It's gotten to the point where, you can't even trust anyone. I actually thought that Kim and Kroy's marriage would actually last, but hearing all these things and going through it, they are diabolical to each other. It seems that way. I think they had called the police 5 times in one night.
Right. Let's talk about that. So it's being led that Kroy called the police on Kim, and that's because she didn't come out the bathroom. Was that it, Freddie?
Yeah.
He needed to use the bathroom or something. He wanted to take a shower.
It's not funny. I don't know why I'm laughing.
If you're separated, surely you're both sleeping in separate bedrooms. And that house is big. The other room Kroy or Kim must have been sleeping in would have had an ensuite bathroom, surely.
That house is a mansion. You couldn't use another bathroom, Kroy. You had to call the cops.
That's the part I don't understand. It don't make sense. They got more than one damn bathroom, and she wasn't coming out. He's being petty, or maybe he was upset for what she was doing in the bathroom.
Oh, Perry, you are messy.
I don't
hate
know.
to ask this.
What, that she'd snuck Big Papa through the window or something like that? I mean,
Perry, what do you think she was doing in the bathroom?
No, I have no idea, right? But it doesn't make sense for him to get mad when he could have went to another bathroom. So it had to
really?
It had to be more than that. Either, and I ain't saying, because most people I'm thinking that she had a vibrator or something. But no, not that. Maybe he assumed that she was on the phone with somebody or something upset him about that. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. Then she claimed that he withheld her medication. It's a mess. I didn't know Kim was on medication.
You think Kroy assumed that Kim was in the bathroom with a vibrator?
Well, yeah. I mean, most people would, think that I would think that, but I'm not going to say with a vibrator. It could be. But then, when you're a heavy gambler, she could have been in there gambling on her phone.
yes, very possibly.
It
Particularly
is very true.
if they've got no money and it's known that she's got an addiction, Kroy doesn't want to be spending the last few thousands of their money on gambling and online slot machines.
You could gamble on the phone?
Yes.
Yeah,
you can.
I mean, my uncle, he was head of marketing for a massive betting company in the online betting company in the United States. Yeah. So it's a massive, the online betting's a massive market, particularly in America and Macau, which is in China, which is like
I mean, could you imagine Kroy at the door? What you doing, Kim? And nothing, dear. And you hear all these slot machines going.
Ding, 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 ding. You won. You lost.
Look, chick, we already going through foreclosure, and you in there losing more damn money.
But here's the thing: when Kroy leaked their financial statements, it said that Kim spent $11,000 on wine. Doesn't Kim have some kind of heart condition? Didn't she have something?
I thought she did, but I do want to say with Kroy, technically Kroy didn't leak the bank records as per se. He put them in his divorce filing. Now, whether he leaked the divorce filings is another question. But at the end of the day, if they're not sealed, they are a public record divorce, divorce cases and divorce suits. And there are a lot of, high-powered attorneys that are big Housewives fans and are putting this stuff online. I mean, Ronald Richards has now put everything of the papers so far of what Kim and Kroy's divorce is all about.
We gotta get him back on the show. You and him need to do another interview because he's been following these court cases. He's been seeing how ridiculous they're getting, and we all need to prepare. Kim and Kroy are going to just annihilate each other. And unfortunately, this is our job. We have to be there for every single minute.
Yeah. The only bad part is there's no camera. I mean, I don't want to back on Real Housewives of Atlanta, but it would be kind of entertaining to watch.
At this point in the game, can we get these housewives to stop using these troll farms and maybe we can get back to some better storylines instead of their storylines is who I'm going to attack this season?
You can. And the way you do that is it starts from the top with the people that run these shows, the bosses of NBC and Bravo, the executive producers of all these housewives shows. They need to be personally making examples out of these people who are using troll farms and firing them and exposing them. Now, with Lisa Rinna, allegedly, she got asked to leave due to the fact that she had the bots against Garcelle and making the disgusting racist remarks about her son. But I think, and I've said this before, my theory is that Garcelle Bouvet said, I'm on Twitter, I'm doing this investigation and I'm going to tell everyone who it is and I want the housewife fired. Now, the thing is that Garcelle never told us what the findings of this investigation were.
That's true.
Lisa Rinna and Diana Jenkins were not coming back So my theory is they were both fired by Andy because there was evidence that proved that they were behind the bots. And they basically said to Garcelle, listen, we'll do what you want, and rightfully we're going to fire Lisa Rinna and Diana Jenkins. However, it will look really bad for our brand and our network if we expose this. So what we'll do for you, Garcelle, is we really want you on Beverly Hills and we'll pay you more money. Now, I personally understand why Garcelle took that route because, you know, she is a single parent and she wants to provide the best life for her sons. And I think her ex-husband's pretty useless anyway. So she is the breadwinner and she is the one. She needs to get her sons through college. So I do see why Garcelle took that deal. But this is Bravo, the boss's fault. They should be exposing and making an example out of these people that do the bot farms.
Perry,
Well, I
do you
wanted her to
agree?
shout it from the rooftop.
So Mark, you agree with Freddie. If you find out that a housewife is using these bots, these troll farms, you think they should be fired?
Yes, but I think they should be exposed. I swear I would have
Yeah.
loved it if Garcelle would have exposed them.
Perry, what are your thoughts about
Well,
them using these troll farms?
I would agree because I think that's not what they're getting paid for. They come on to show they, you know, supposedly their reality, right? And for somebody to go and manipulate the system with these troll farms, I think it's pathetic. And I think they should be exposed, like Mark said, on the show, then fired.
What about this leads me to a different topic. What about the housewives that refuse to show their life? Like, I don't want to talk about this. It's not
They should
just
be
Candy.
fired.
Candy didn't want to talk about something she didn't want to talk about. But I'm thinking about Erica Girardi. She was like, I'm not talking about this. Don't talk about that. Remember, Freddie? And we were like,
yeah, I
had to
remember
get-
we were talking about it. And then she was lying about, oh, I'm not like, so she was, don't you remember last season when she got into the massive argument with Crystal about the Illinois case that was filed? And Erica was like, oh yeah, I won that. Like they had no evidence, but that wasn't
in line.
that
What do you
wasn't
think,
true. That
Mark?
wasn't true. What that lawyer said, Jay Edelson was his name, that one that did the Illinois one.
I remember.
What he
Yeah.
did was he dropped the lawsuit in Illinois in order to be able to refile that lawsuit in California, because that way it would be easier for him to get Erica to comply.
Erica was the worst. She only said, not only did she say I wouldn't talk about this, she made up bold face lies, and every week we would come on and just expose the lie. And Andy Cohen knew she was lying. Let me read this really quick. Sharrell, what is that tasty beverage next to you? Vodka? No, this is white wine. White wine from Ilya. I'll leave the link in the description. I have to try it. Today was rough. The dream, creative, believe signs behind you are uplifting. Yeah, it really is. Mark, what do you think should happen to these housewives that refuse to let you see their story?
Well,
Or even worse, lie.
Well, if you lie, you should be a good liar. But I think that even when we talk about like Mary Cosby, Salt Lake City, she introduced the story about her grandfather, husband, daddy. She introduced that story, but it never really moved forward. And it was okay that it never moved forward because Mary has such conflict with all the girls in the group to where they would throw a dig out and we were like, oh God, that's disgusting. But she has so much drama with the girls. You really had so many different places to go with Mary. So if you can bring that kind of dynamic, you can keep your job. But if you're lying, then that's different.
Well,
Erica was lying.
That story really did move forward behind the scenes. Remember that year, Freddie, when we were exposing Mary Cosby? We had all the cult members come on. We had her family members come on, recorded conversations.
Mary?
And what I've heard,
for Mary.
And what I've heard from someone who's on Salt Lake City, whose name I will not mention, but
please
Sharrell
don't.
knows I know this person, told me was that the reason Mary Cosby is going to be a friend this season is in order not to be having to talk about all of this stuff, so she doesn't have to open up as much. because the producers actually wanted Mary to be a full-time, but she didn't want to, they wanted her to open up and talk about the church and all of that. And she was like, no. And they were like, well, fine. If you want to be here, you've got to be a friend. So that's why they've made the decision to promote that Angie Costavanas woman to a housewife, is what I've heard.
Oh, hell no. Hell no. I don't care. Every time that Mary is in the room, they need to bring it up. Friend of the show, my ass. You gonna talk about this?
Well, I go back and forth. I go back and forth with Mary Cosby, because we actually got very close to some of her family members, and she was doing bad things to them. But the show actually really sucks without Mary. So I think I'm going to give Mary a pass and leave her alone this season. Just
literally last season, if it weren't for Lisa Barlow, that it would have been shite, to say the
what about you,
You don't have to be credit. It was horrible. Last season was horrible.
It was horrible.
Oh my God, it was horrible.
Thing about Salt Lake City last season for me.
So are we making a public agreement that we're going to leave Mary Cosby alone this season? Because I feel like we drove her to quit.
I can't promise that though.
I
You can't promise.
I don't know if I got it. I don't know if I got that in me. I don't know if I got it.
Yeah. That might be a little too tough.
I can't promise that, because it depends if she's going to lie, and we know that.
No, you guys stop. You guys
Diamond doesn't like liars.
I may drag Mary from the church to the corner. I don't know. I'm a drag Mary from the church to the
Mark, don't. You guys, look. Well, okay, you guys. We have to leave Mary alone this season. We know Mary has a good story behind the scenes. She doesn't want to talk about it. But if we do her like we did the previous season, we were bringing on uncles, we were bringing on the cult members, we were bringing on investigators. If we do that to her again, she's not going to return the show. And that show is actually, I have to give credit where credit's due. The reason that Salt Lake City was so good was because of Mary Cosby. I mean, but the minute that I heard, I think Freddie was on it, that she married her grandfather. And I think Freddie said, what?
That's the classic. Yeah.
It's nuts.
Yeah, what happened with that is it came out the day before, so I hadn't been able to see the episode yet. And I'd seen the clips of it, and I was just like, what? I thought
it's like Freddie can't control himself. If he feels that something doesn't sound right, he goes like this, and the next thing you know, he is looking it up. It's so funny.
I think this is why we've got so much trust, because Sharrell knows whether I like the
Wait, how many scandals did we break? Remember, we forced PK to come out. He was so mad. Let me read these.
PK gay?
No,
PK's called me, Sharrell, and Perry in separate occasions. See you next Tuesday.
Oh, well, you guys said come out. I was like, oh my God, Doris sleeping with a gay man?
But he expected us to believe that robbery was real. I love you now, PK. Let me read these really quick. For Perry's Get Out of Trouble fund from yesterday, you guys were dragging Peter. I couldn't take it. 1.2 watching and only 80 likes. Get to clicking the button, folks. Please, thank you. You guys, thank you, Sharonda. You guys have to click the like button for this video to circulate. So thank you. But last night, I mean, what got into you? Let me drop the link. What got into you, Freddie and Perry dragging the hell out of Peter?
Peter needs to be dragged.
Thank you.
Mark.
Peter needs to be dragged. Just right. This is bad business handling. This is insane. He done already fucked up Cynthia's money. Now he wanted to fuck up Wendy's money.
Okay.
Listen, I've always said I can't trust Peter Thomas as far as I could throw the guy. I think he's a bad egg. As I said, I think he's the Atlanta equivalent of Paul Kemsley. If you can't listen, my opinion, if you can't pay a tax bill, of course you're not going to be able to pay your staff. And they're both very similar, PK and Peter Thomas, in that they both have outstanding tax bills, and they're both known for not being great at paying up to people.
So is it true that the mob is after PK?
Well, okay, so that was one of the arguments he had. So he said on a podcast, we were talking about this whole, the Vegas thing, and he denied it. He claimed he paid it all in 2017.
Wait, what's this
So
rumor?
he did owe the mob?
Start from the beginning.
What got sued by one of those big Vegas hotels,
Right?
The Bellagio.
The Bellagio, for a massive gambling bill, and
$3 million.
And $3 million. It was $3.5 million actually. But I think what Mark means by that is a lot of those, big generated by mob money allegedly. And
oh my God,
so
PK.
so then they were sort of all over him, and he paid part of that bill in 2017. But they did have to pursue him for the rest of the money, so it didn't get settled till about end of 2020 or beginning of 2021. But PK tried to make out to me and try and make me look like a fool and said it was all settled in 2017. Well, no, it wasn't. There's court documents.
Right.
So listen, so when we expose these people, it's really, really bad because maybe PK was dealing with the mob and he had to come up with this crazy ass scheme for insurance money because that robbery, no robber's going to leave you a telephone for you to call the police.
Exactly.
The mob was going to come and break his legs. They were going to get him.
The thing with me is anything I talk about on here or on my own channel about lawsuits, I file these lawsuits. So if they do try and sue me, I can say, I read it out of this lawsuit. Here you go, and send it back to their attorney. Do you think
they would have broke PK's legs and put Dorit on the corner? Dorit would have been a lady of the night.
Yeah, but they didn't want to do that because they still wouldn't have got their money back.
Yeah, well, they would have got it out of Dorit one way or another.
You said the mob was going to break his legs.
Well, that's what happens. If you don't pay up, they start
or you end up like Tiny Manzo in the boot of a car. In the trunk of the car.
You guys, we said we're going to be more gentle this season. We'll just tell the story very lightly. We won't get into details. And you guys, I don't think you're keeping up your end of the bargain.
But it's
hard
to mine and Perry's messiness.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Hard.
He had to pay him. He had to
when
pay
I hear
him,
that you owe the mob.
He had to pay him that damn money. He would have found his fat ass in Lake Mead.
Telling
Okay,
you.
I'm taking callers.
Have we seen a police report?
Oh, the one where he was drunk driving and he made some lame.
That's the only one we saw.
In
And she
Beverly
snapped at
Hills, saying,
Garcelle about
yeah,
it.
they gave him a ride home.
Oh,
Y'all stop.
there were some dirty cops that picked him up. They were dirty cops. They picked him up. I'm putting it together. They picked him up. They pulled him over on purpose. Because rich people drive drunk all the time. They picked him up on purpose and muscled him in the car. Took him to the police station. Like, look, you better pay these people that money.
Yeah.
Now,
oh my God. Mark, please stop. Oh my God. All right. Do we have anything to say before we start taking calls? Y'all are. Oh my God. I love this panel. This is what works. All right. Let's start.
Bring him up.
Hey, Terrence, can you hear me? Oh my God.
Hey, can you hear me okay?
Yes. It was a bit fuzzy, actually.
Yeah, you have that static again. Don't hang up. Try to make it work because if you hang up, I've got a full backstage. You won't get back in.
Okay, all right. Take somebody else. Okay.
Okay. Hey, Denzel, can you hear me?
Yeah, how you doing, Sharrell, Perry, and Freddie, and everybody?
Hey, what's up?
What's up?
Hey, Sebastian, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you guys loud and clear. How about you guys? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
I
good.
can.
Yeah.
AT2. Hey,
Surprise!
Hey, AT2. Really quickly,
Hi,
last
Louis.
night.
That got to be smoked.
Louis next to AT2.
Oh, let me let AT2 sound off first. I haven't heard from you in a while. Sound off, AT2. We talked about it a
I
lot.
wanted to start out by saying, it's been a thing always saying that Atlanta was ghetto and all this stuff, those microaggressions. However, can we admit that Kim and Kroy were the ghetto ones the whole time?
Oh, yeah. I mean, they were the most classless people on that show, I'd say, of all time.
Yeah,
Especially with the solo cop.
Yeah, and remember, he brought a gun or the GUN to the reunion. Like, what were you gonna do? Like, pop one of the housewives? Like, he had some kind of roid rage, allegedly, or something going on. Like, I believe that there was a lot going on behind the scenes, and they were trying to keep up this perfect image for whatever. But no, like, there's something wrong with them, definitely.
He did bring a pow pow. So
Okay.
you think that he can get just as nasty as Kim, if not worse? Is that what you're saying?
Okay, can
Yeah,
I say this,
and
though?
remember
Can I
there
say
were
this, AT2?
Oh,
Maybe,
go ahead.
let me give you a reason why he could have. I mean, now I'm thinking into it, right?
Mhm.
Oh boy.
Maybe we just assuming everything wrong. He brung that pow pow so he can force Kim out the bathroom.
What? Barry, stop. Barry, stop.
That would have been in the report. That would have been in the police report if that
It's very true, Perry, because if you notice on that show, they never wanted to be out of each other's sight.
Right, he was always there. He was the chauffeur.
He was
Yeah.
everything.
Or Kim
Can't
told
go
him to
to
bring the pow
Africa if
pow.
Kroy's not going.
Kim
What
told
did you
him
say,
to bring the
Sebastian?
pow pow. Kim told him to bring the pow pow.
Oh, Lord.
What season reunion was that?
This was season 10.
Nah.
I remember it
10?
well. Season 10.
Oh,
This was the season
wow.
that Kenya got married. This was the season when Nene came back.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Kenya is
Yup.
not married.
Yeah, and her and Andy had that private conversation. She was crying, like, oh, and she was like, you know, she's the only white woman who would ever be a part of that cat. Yeah.
Kim is trash.
we gotta get this straight.
And you remember when she said? And you remember when she said about
Kroy
the
was not
Oh,
underpaid in the NFL. In 2000, I believe 9 or 10, Kroy signed a $10 million contract. So people talking about like Kroy had $1,000 or $2,000. Kroy had money. Kim spent the money, but that man had plenty of money. He left the NFL with about $14-15 million that he had earned from the time he played. He was starting with the he was a linebacker with the Falcons. He was starting. So he had plenty of money. Whether he has it now, that's a different story by the time he left, dealing with Kim. But that man had plenty of money.
Can I ask you a question?
The thing is, yes, 10 million is a lot of money. I'll explain this as I know quite a lot of rich people. Is that 10 million? Yeah, it does come across as a lot of money, but with the way they're spending it, it can go incredibly quickly. That they were buying new Rolls Royces all the time, designer stuff. They weren't investing any of that money smartly. Now, if you're someone that's making money, like 10 million is good, but you need to be investing that or flipping properties, not just going out buying brand new Rolls Royces and gambling all the time. And this is precisely why. And it's not surprising. They were acting as if they were Tom Brady type money when they're not.
No, it definitely wasn't Tom Brady, but they were definitely Atlanta rich when he first met Kim. He had plenty of money. Kim spent that money. They didn't spend it wisely, but Kim spent that man money up.
Can I ask you a question, Freddie?
Yeah, sure.
I want to know, does Kim still have her cashmere company? Was that a skincare? Is that liquidated? What money did she get from that skincare?
The website is still up, but we don't know if she make any money.
Yeah, I mean, there've been a whole bunch of things happening on that. I mean, 82 I saw did quite a few videos.
Mm-hmm.
You correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure I saw a couple
Yes.
of things.
So she still has the cashmere business, the makeup line. She still has the what is it? I forgot, the closet business where they sell their old.
She's still doing that because she's listed some really expensive designer stuff to be paying.
But she's selling it for full price.
Yeah, this is what happens.
Can't.
I've noticed this. 82 said this on his channel as well. What Kim does when she sells these wigs and these bags, she's selling them for the same amount she's bought them. And it's like, well, if I'm rich and I can afford to buy a Chanel handbag for my wife, why would I buy one for the same price off you? And it's being in your stuff.
Of course,
right?
Kim has probably spilled wine on it from her solo cup.
But do you all remember when season 10 when she said Cashmere made $15 million?
I remember that. That's why I wanted to know how much money is left over from that. Because if Kroy is bringing in over 10 million, and if Cashmere is doing all this money, where is the problem?
But you
I
know,
guess
a
it
lot
would
of these
be.
people will hype up what they say in
Yeah.
order to make it seem like they're making money, but they're really not making any money. And you have to remember, Kroy did make a lot of money. However, he was hurt. You know, I forgot what season, but he was hurt for a while though. And
Yeah,
then
that's
there
when
was
he
one
went to the
season where he
Bills.
didn't even play. So, you know, who knows if he got all that money?
They were
I'd like to
spending
say-
more than they were earning. That was the
Right. That's
problem here.
I'd like to say something about this Kim and Kroy situation.
Go ahead,
In the
Sebastian.
eyes of the general public and everything, I personally believe that Kim should have no parental rights over these children. Because I'm going to say this, and this is going to shock you. One, if she does, she'll get child support, and we all know what she's going to do with that child support money. Bet it all
Amen.
off. So, absolutely not. Kim should not get any custody of these kids. She could see them on the weekends and the holidays. That's it. She
I
should
told
not, she
Perry
does
the
not
same thing.
deserve, she does
She's the
not
town
deserve
drunk.
custody of these kids because
Right.
these are 6 kids. Some of them are under the age of 18, and if they go to college, still have to be paying child support. No, Kim is going to gamble their money away. Kim will gamble everything away. Kim cannot.
Kim is
have
going
I
to
custody
think
of
Kroy
traumatize
is the
those
best
kids.
parent.
Yeah, Kim is going to traumatize those kids. Hell, I looked at Kim only a little while on TV, and the bitch traumatized me.
We already seen how she traumatized her older ones, Ariana and Brielle. We already see Ariana getting these DWIs out in these streets.
Hmm.
But you
So
know
let's
what?
just face it, Kim is a bad parent.
I do not want her to have custody of these kids because she's gonna get child support for that, and then she's gonna take that child support check, gamble it all on Resorts World or somewhere. Should not have. She should not have these custodial rights. No, if it's
Well,
gonna
she got
happen
to
like
get a
that,
little change.
we're gonna have to have if she gets custody of those kids. Clearly, the person who has to be managing those child support checks cannot be Kim. It must be a whole financial guardian, and I don't think that's allowed yet in this country. So,
Right. So
no.
my power went out temporarily. Did everybody on the panel get a chance to speak?
Yes.
Yeah.
Who's at the bottom? I can't see. I can't read. Not you,
The
8.
Don.
Who's next to
Don.
you?
The
That's
Don.
Louis.
Don.
That's who?
Don. I changed my avatar.
All right. Listen.
Can you hear me?
Wait, can I say something real quick about Teresa and Louis and Jersey?
Yeah.
Okay. I do not think Teresa did this, but yes, Louis probably could have done it. And I'm going to explain why he probably did. His first season, Marge came pow blazing at him with all those rumors and stuff. And he probably wanted, you know what, let me get a payback on this. Let me get payback on her and everyone on this cast since they were pushing this narrative. And I feel like that's exactly what he did. He has a whole file on each and every one here. And if this
happens, Teresa's guilty by association.
Teresa knew.
But I'm gonna say that Teresa's not that smart, guys. I love Teresa and everything, but I know she's not that smart. I can admit that. As a fan, as a fan of Teresa, I know that she's not that smart. Teresa
That's what we're saying. She's dumb enough to go with it.
And I'm gonna say this as well. Jersey would not survive if they fired Teresa. It's just the truth.
It's true.
Jersey would not survive. Jersey would collapse.
They probably need a recast.
That wedding episode brought in almost 1 million views just by itself.
Do we think that we should give Teresa a pass because it wasn't her directly? Someone's echoing. It wasn't her directly. It was Louis that got caught. So should we give Teresa a pass? Please.
Hell no.
I would say yes, but the problem is it is all the association, and Bravo's concern will be, well, you know, if Teresa, but it's Teresa by association. She because she's on this show and she's talking badly, is she complicit in this? Is what a lot of people are going to be thinking. And although there are a lot of Trey huggers, there are a lot of Melissa lovers that would argue that, and that could potentially create a negative impact on Bravo. But to me, with New Jersey, Teresa and Marge, because she's the villain of this show, it would be, I can't see it working with the current cast if you didn't have Teresa or Marge on it.
Exactly.
It would be the collapse of Jersey. Also, I don't like the way at this reunion Marge thought that she could talk about families. Family is something that's supposed to be respected and such. People like Marge, who has cheated on her ex-husband with her current husband, been the mistress and side piece, has no right to talk about families. She has no right to.
So
This
then that
is
means Bill shouldn't talk about families either, because Bill stuck his dick in a bitch too.
well, he did. That's true. He did.
Listen, y'all
That's
gotta
He
stop.
did.
Leave my
You're
Marge
right.
alone.
Bill
You're
was
right.
testing out condoms with the pharmaceutical rep.
Exactly. It's different.
Amen. And him and his wife want to get on television and talk about their little daughter who want to be a therapist. Listen.
All right, you guys,
She-
listen, I gotta
That-
pick up a new panel because Perry needs to
Sharrell,
get back.
can you hear me?
All right. You guys, thank you so much for calling in. I appreciate it. Oh my God.
Can you
Mark,
hear me, Sharrell?
I'm sorry.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay, because I didn't get a chance to speak.
Okay, hold on. Let me bring up Diva and Perry. Let me
Okay.
and my phone. I can't stand this. Hold on. Diva. There's Perry.
As in that candy-loving diva.
No, it's Diva.
Oh.
She on vacation.
Oh, that one.
Hey, Diva.
Hi,
Listen,
Diva.
I hope y'all can hear me real quick because I'm on vacation. I'm on the beach, but I had to call in. You know what? I'm sick of Kroy and Kim, and they got the nerve to call the police and waste taxpayer dollars when they owe taxes, okay? Pay the IRS. They shouldn't answer no more of their phone calls until they pay what they owe the IRS, okay? And who should get the kids? Neither one of them, because both of them are sick in the head. I think the grandparents that they start speaking to, that's who should raise those kids, and they both should pay the grandparents child support, okay? I'm done with them. And listen, in terms of people lying with the storylines, everybody lies now. All of them are liars. That's why the shows are a hot mess now, because nobody is giving their authentic stories. They're straight lying and they're making things up. I think even if you switch out the cast, it's still going to be a hot mess because the formula is all messed up. And I know y'all love Carlols King, but Carlols King is messy too. He got a whole hot mess going over there on.
Thank
Okay,
Don't get me
so he
started
can't
on
fix
him.
Bravo. He can't fix Bravo when he can't even fix his own television shows. So Carlos, do me a favor.
Hallelujah.
Go
Preach,
over there
Diva.
and fix Love and Marriage Huntsville, DC, Atlanta, whatever other franchise you opening. Fix those, and leave and mind Bravo's business. Stop being in Bravo's business, okay?
And his
Hello?
new one, Detroit.
But there's a few things you got to acknowledge. When Carlols King was the producer, those shows were better. And then his storyline about Candy ultimately came out to be true. What do you
But
think
they
about
had a
You
different
know what though,
production
Sharrell?
company.
All the reality shows were better back in that time. I think these reality shows are losing their steam. I think every last one of them is the same thing over and over again. And I think the people are tired of it. We're done.
Yep.
We had enough. You can't fool us with the nonsense anymore. Reality is becoming fake. We're over it.
Exactly.
And we as the fans deserve better. Give us some people with some real money. We're tired of seeing these fake broke housewives, okay? and we could count more of them that has gone into ruins than we have that has flourished and done a good thing, okay? Kim and Kroy, they both together. He sat back and watched us spend all of that money. So now you got to deal with it. That's your wife. You got to deal with it. You watched it happen, Kroy. So we're not going to let you off the hook either.
Damn.
Wow. Okay.
That's right.
That part.
Okay, that part. Y'all see my gorgeous background? I don't know if y'all can see it.
Where
I
are
can
you?
see
That's
it.
We
Yes,
gorgeous.
you
see it.
can.
I'm
We
jealous.
see it.
have fun, Diva. I won't ask you where you are for safety reasons, but that is beautiful, and that water is blue.
Thank you. Listen, guys, I'm gonna go, but y'all have a great show. You know, I got triggered. I had to call in. Okay,
Yeah,
and
we know.
listen, y'all, Sharrell, you know we fight about this, but y'all gonna do me a favor. Y'all gotta leave Candy alone. I'll see y'all later. Bye.
Enjoy.
Nope.
Why does she like Candy so much?
Okay. If Diva loves you, she loves you. She also loves Cynthia too. I don't know what.
What?
Oh Lord.
What's wrong with Cynthia?
Speak. Sound off.
Everything.
Well, first of all, Carlos King is not going to make Bravo no better. And also, too, they switched production companies. Atlanta uses the same production company as Potomac. That's half the problem right there. Well, Kim and Kroy, they called the police 3 times. One time, Kroy locked her purses and her jewelry up in the safe, and she called the police, and they made him unlock the safe, and she put all her bags and stuff in the back of the Range Rover. He was trying to stop her from stealing it. Now, I think that she should give the kids a Kroy. She should go ahead and move out to Vegas with Erica. It should be 2 dumb blonde bimbos for the price of 1, and she should perform those dumb songs. She can warm everybody up with that red cup that she likes to take, and her real money can come from her sleeping with all those rich men that come to Vegas, and she can pay Kroy the money from the singing. That's what I think should happen, because don't nobody want them baby kids, them badass kids. She give them the Kroy and go on and live a good life. Now, Kroy needs to come off Grindr, because the boys down here swear they see him on Grindr, which is a dating site.
Wait,
Wow.
what? Say what
He
now?
needs to put those he needs to put those cakes on OnlyFans, because he will make more money on OnlyFans, and then he will have an income too. So that's
I
what
am not trying to
Kroy.
look at old ass Andy.
Hold on, everybody.
I didn't say Andy, I said Kroy.
Hold up, everybody.
Wait a minute.
Everybody
hold up.
stop. Everybody just stop. I
Exactly.
cannot over talk what you just said. Go back and repeat it so everybody hear you. What did you say about Grindr and Kroy?
I said that they said that Kroy is down here on Grindr, and I said he need to come off Grindr and put those cakes on OnlyFans, because he's gonna get more money. Now, everybody don't have to believe it, but look at the guy from The Bachelor. He came out as being gay, and he married a millionaire. Kroy, you need to come out and do the same thing.
But don't you think it's convenient, though, that the rumors about Kroy supposedly being on Grindr
hold
comes...
on. Freddie.
No, we heard these rumors before the divorce.
Everybody, hold on. Freddie, you have heard these rumors?
Yeah, I'd heard them, but it was interesting. They came out around the time of Kim and Kroy going for this divorce. And
No, they came out before. We heard them before. We've heard them before, but they're not coming from a blog. They're coming from actually gay men that's here in Atlanta. They're saying they saw him on there.
Oh my!
Allegedly.
Allegedly, thank you.
Well, allegedly, Andy like being on Grindr. He might as well go ahead and save the house and everything and sleep with Andy. Since both of them
Andy don't like white men. Andy can't be racist because he like young black boys, Hispanic boys, anything that's young and anything that got some brown to it. That's what he likes. Okay.
Oh.
Okay, we're gonna no. We're gonna change the subject. We're going to
Go
change.
ahead. I'm just here to report the facts. Okay. That's all.
I wanted to ask questions.
Now that's some tea.
Go ahead. What?
No, Mark. Not about Andy. No, I can't.
Okay. Can I ask questions about Kroy?
I need to join. I need to join your members because I do have tea on Andy, and it's proven by my own eyes. But I need to join your members only for to spill that tea. Okay.
Oh my. Okay.
Child.
Anybody got a new subject? Let's start with you, Miss Parker. Go ahead.
Well, Sharrell, I'm still hot about Kroy and I'm like, what? Maybe him and Andy should hook up since like black people.
What do you last night's episode of New Jersey? What do you think of that?
Listen, something should happen to Teresa. Now, the show may not survive without Teresa, but you're not going to tell me that she didn't know Lewis was doing it. He tells her everything. So, I think something should happen to Teresa, even though I do think, let's just be clear, and I'm going to just say it. Teresa has not added nothing to the show but that weapon and her beef with Melissa. I mean, I think somebody else could carry, hell, Marge could carry it by herself.
That's not true, Miss Parker. Teresa has had a child on the show. She's gone to prison on the show. She's gotten married on the show.
What's Melissa added?
She could go too.
Teresa being a storyline for
she could go too.
Listen,
yeah,
we have been messy today.
I haven't.
Mark, no, don't lie, Mark.
I have. Oh,
We've been messy, but we've been real. And we've been talking about the things that have been going on that we hear. And that's what this channel is about. I mean, it is, I don't know what to say, except for I love the panel. We talk about it. And people are going to talk about it anyway. And that's what a gossip channel is about. We're talking about the gossip. We're talking about the rumors. We're talking about everything. And it wasn't all pleasant because my heart is broken about Teresa. I do think she had to know. I don't want her to get fired. I do not.
Knew.
Perry.
She knew that she should get fired.
Can I ask y'all this? How come Teresa has been innocent and dumbfounded and doesn't know anything for the past 10 years?
And got that stupid look on her face every time you catch her in something.
Because the thing is, we know Teresa. As much as I love Teresa, I know this though. I know that she's not smart. We know this.
Exactly.
We know she does not know. She does not know what an enema is and says edamame. She does not know how to say ingredients.
Okay, so she doesn't know how to speak. That don't mean that.
Does she have a GED? No, she's not.
That shit.
No, Teresa actually went to college. This is shocking. But
everybody that went to college don't know how to speak.
She didn't know about Joe even when she went to prison. I think she was a victim of Joe.
Yeah, she was. Some women are victims of their husbands doing stuff like this.
She wasn't a victim.
She was a victim because
she wasn't a victim.
Yeah,
but was she doing the crime with him?
Sign these papers for me, and she didn't question what those were, or she didn't understand what.
Teresa didn't have a damn job. Sign papers for what?
That is why, yes,
Teresa didn't have no job. What do you need her signature for?
Like, what am I putting my name? How will I sign? But
she probably had good credit. She probably had good credit.
So you making all this money, Joe, and you don't have good credit? We already
have issues. He wasn't a citizen.
We have issues. Teresa was supposed to be a stay-at-home wife and mother. You know what money's coming in, what money's going out. Now, if your husband needs you to sign papers to use your credit,
well, listen to this, guys. We're gonna have to acknowledge this because Joe has done similar things to what Apollo has done, but we've never held Phaedra into the same contempt as we're holding Teresa right now.
Shit, Phaedra knew too.
Was smart enough to get herself about it.
Oh yeah.
Exactly. She had enough sense not to take her kids to the jailhouse.
And she sent the police to Candy in their house. Phaedra wasn't going to jail for him. She said, "Oh hell no, you go by yourself." The motorcycles and stuff right over there at Candy's and Ty's house.
And she told him, "Go get
yes,
it. Go pick it up." She told him. She asked. Phaedra didn't. Shit, Phaedra wasn't going to jail.
No, she wasn't going for that.
Listen, right now, I'm telling you straight up, I'm going into Teresa denial. I don't care what you say. She needs to stay on the show.
It's gonna die if she leaves. It's gonna die.
Not.
I agree with that.
But is it living now? All she
it is. Its ratings is higher.
It is. It's in 1 million views.
The show is
wedding. That's it. She's not going to get married again. Like if you can't get married every season.
I gotta end this now. I have an appointment. This has been a great show. Mark, you are a great addition. This is insane. I love it. And we're going to stories. And for right now, we are going to cover part 2 of the reunion. Part 1 wasn't even worth talking about. It really wasn't that good. So everybody, thank you for all the super chats. Thanks for holding us down, panel, when me and Perry get kicked out every single time because of our shitty time. Yeah, every time. And on 3, everybody, let's say bye. 1, 2, 3. Bye, guys.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.